After weeks of ads, the campaign for a seat on the state Supreme Court is nearing its end in Wisconsin, and this one's going to go down as the most expensive for that seat in U.S. history. Welcome to Breaking the News, not Breaking the Bank. I'm Janice Shortle. We wade back into that race tonight because the candidates actually were in western Wisconsin this morning, and Danny Spiewak went as well.
Jana, this election will determine the ideological balance of the Wisconsin Supreme Court, but it's also seen as an early test of the popularity of President Trump and Elon Musk, who has spent millions to support the conservative candidate.
Across the border in western Wisconsin,
good morning, Hudson.
State Supreme Court candidate Susan Crawford addressed a standing room only crowd during a campaign stop in downtown Hudson.
All of our fundamental rights and freedoms are on the line.
Although technically nonpartisan, the stakes are high in next week's election. If Crawford wins, liberal justices will retain control of the Wisconsin Supreme Court. But if her opponent Brad Schimel wins, conservatives will flip the court, which could impact rulings on abortion rights, workers' rights, and the drawing of electoral maps. Former President Barack Obama has endorsed Crawford.
Just the idea that President Obama knows my name just blows me away.
While President Donald Trump endorsed Schimel.
We've got to get conservative voters out, and nobody's ever done that better than President Trump.
Schimel has also campaigned across the state in recent weeks, with a stop in Eau Claire scheduled Wednesday night. The former state attorney general says he's running to restore order on the court.
Judges have to return to being objective, not being influenced by the nature of the party in front of them, but influenced by the law and the Constitution.
Crawford has emphasized her experience as a prosecutor and as a private practice attorney, including her work defending Planned Parenthood.
People are really excited about the race. They're also just really concerned and anxious about what they're seeing happen.
Driven by donations to the state parties, this election is already the most expensive judicial race in U.S. history. Elon Musk's groups, along with other conservative organizations, have spent millions supporting Schimel's cause.
I don't control their messaging. Neither does my opponent. We control the money that comes into our campaign. We control what messaging we do with that.
Crawford has made Musk's involvement a focus.
Elon Musk, folks. Turns out that's who we're fighting against.
But her campaign has benefited from the contributions of Democratic billionaire donors George Soros and Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker.
Brad Schimel has said he didn't solicit support from Elon Musk. Did your campaign solicit support from George Soros or J.B. Pritzker or others?
No, we didn't. And in fact, those contributions were made to the Wisconsin Democratic Party. The Democratic Party has been generous in transferring funds to my campaign.
Now, as we speak, Brad Schimel is in Eau Claire, Wisconsin, preparing for a 7 p.m. campaign event tonight, so in just about 20 minutes. Former Wisconsin Governor Scott Walker is expected to be there tonight to support Schimel. And meanwhile, after leaving Hudson, Crawford made a second stop in Superior today. So obviously, Jana, our coverage area with a wide swath of western Wisconsin, they were really targeting that today.
I know you've been watching this for a long time. Do you get the sense from voters in Wisconsin that they are able to see the two candidates for who they are, as opposed to Donald Trump, Elon Musk, J.B. Pritzker, and George Soros? Is their identity coming through?
I think so. I think the race has been so nationalized, but I do think that if you're in Wisconsin, outside of Wisconsin, yes, it's sort of a litmus test of the parties. But I think in Wisconsin, there's a recognition that this is for our state and for the issues that we care about, as opposed to everything happening nationally.
That's positive. All right. Thanks so much, Danny.